Looky here, looky here. Well, I just came from my mail box where I picked up a couple of boxes, and I'm going to share with you all what's in those boxes. We're going to do this right now. Well, you know, sometimes I think that being a pit master, loving to barbecue, cooking over a live fire can become an addiction to the point where you're always trying to find new opportunities for ways to cook over live fire. So I know what's in these boxes, what it looks like, how it's packaged, I don't know. But we're going to take care of that now. I think I'm going to start with the larger box first. Let's sort of put this one off to the side. That wouldn't look very good. Well, you know, I was watching a couple of videos the other day, and I got intrigued by what I saw people cooking and how they were doing it. So I said, oh, I've got to do that myself. Don't you just love it when there's a box inside of a box? Put that to the side. And the video that I was watching was making pizzas. Yeah, making pizzas. And I know I've attempted to do pizzas in the oven and even on my gas grill. And each time I do that, they never turn out the way that they do when you buy it at a pizza joint. So I saw this, and this is a, let's see if I can get it out of here. Sort of well packed. It's what they call a kettle pizza. And I'm going to bring that up close for you to see. It's made for both an 18-inch and a 22-inch Weber kettle. And lo and behold, what do I have sitting here? A Weber kettle. Let's see what else is in this box, and we'll start trying to put it together. I ordered the basic kit, and I went basic because I didn't know for sure how much I'm going to get involved in this sport, this addiction of mine. And this comes with, these are the handles and screws that are used to put it together. And this looks like some sort of pizza pan with a plastic covering. Interesting. Okay, we'll put all of this to the side, and I'm going to take off the top of my kettle. The gist of this is that it will fit like so on my kettle. And it's got a couple of holes to screw it in to make sure that it stays in place. And pizza goes in there. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm supposed to take the grate off first. You know, I didn't read the instructions in the box, but and this can sit. I think it's going to sit on where the grill grate goes, and then I put the grill grate in on top of this part. Maybe. We'll read the instructions and find out together. You can't have a pizza oven without having a few accessories, and I already have a couple of things like a peel and a what do you call that thing? And a stone. But the stone that I have, that I use at home, is much larger than what would fit in this hole in this one. So I did order another pizza stone. Once again, a box in a box. Not sure that this is the best one to order or whatever, but it was the right price, so I got it. Box carefully. Don't want to drop or break it. One of the things I'm noticing already is that it's actually not as thick as I'd hoped. That's okay, it'll work. So that's my pizza stone. And as such, put the pizza stone on the grate inside of the kettle and start your cook. Well, hello my friends, I'm back again, and you can see that I've got my kettle pizza all put together and installed. It actually was quite easy. All I had to do was read the instructions. A couple of things that I want to point out is that, remember I was concerned about how this fit inside the kettle. Well, actually the handles and the back screws that attach the kettle pizza hold it up in the drum so that it is go straight through. I put the pizza stone in, so we're established there. The thermometer was very easy to put in. All you do is stick it in there and turn the wing nuts. All of these are wing nuts. You don't need any tools to do this. I did it by hand and I got a tight screw on it. One of the things that does concern me though is, and I can work around this, it's no big deal, is that I have one of those type of grates that open, and I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you on a close-up. Anyway, it opens that way on both sides. The setup for this preferably would have been to have this to open here in the back so that I could put more wood or charcoal in there during a cook if necessary. However, the problem is that this handle, when I turn it around for this to be open in the back, that handle is in the way of me putting pizza or whatever in there, so it has to be to the side. I'll just have to work with that. No problem, it's not a biggie. It just means that I have to get used to putting the right amount of charcoal and wood in there during a cook. And that's all. That's it. The Top of the kettle. Just fits right on there. And we're good to go. One of the other things that I wanted to point out is that I had the concern before that, does the grate go in first and this go on top of it or what? And actually, in order to make it where it comes across correctly, the nuts, the wing nuts that have the handles on it in the back where it combines the two portions to make the 22-inch diameter, those nuts keep the grate in place. I also wanted to point out that you'll probably view some videos where there's a steel plate that can go on top here, and that's sort of like a baking plate. The purpose of that would be so that that plate would get hot from the heat and assist in getting the top of the pizzas cooked. Because ordinarily, the way that I'll be setting it up, the fire is going to be over in here, and so this side is going to get most of the heat. I'll have to rotate the pizza, but the top won't get much of the heat, or as much heat as it would get if it had a plate across. We have the dome, but then the dome is a little further removed from where the pizza is going to be. So we've got that distance here where heat's going to rise and not bounce back down on that pizza as much as it would if I had a steel plate in there. I'll have to look at getting one of those. It costs almost as much as this Kettle pizza did, so I said, I'll just go with the basic and do with this and see how it works. I want to point out the temperature gauge, and this thing says it goes all the way up to 700, and I've seen videos where people got it up to 700 and beyond, and when they got it beyond, most often it was because they did have a steel plate in there, the stainless steel baking plate, which kept the heat much greater inside the kettle than the dome of the kettle. We'll see. The whole purpose for me getting this was that I wanted to make sure that I had very, very high temperatures for cooking pizza so that I could get that nice crust and those leopard type patterns on my pizza.